So, a few months ago, I had a bit of a moss problem in my yard. And when I say a bit, I mean a really bad moss problem. So much so, if I saw a hobbit walk through my yard, I wouldn't have questioned it. So, obviously, I needed to do something about it. I started by picking up a bag of Scott's Triple Action Moss Control, which does three things: it feeds your yard, it kills the moss, and then it thickens your grass so moss doesn't come back. Now, thickens feeds kind of the same thing, but regardless, that is the biggest thing because thin grass is what got me into this mess in the first place. So, after grabbing a bag of Scott's Triple Action Moss Control, I got my spreader out. I turned it up to 5.5 for a heavy application, and I got to work spreading it everywhere. And let's just say in the spots that had a ton of moss, I wasn't exactly shy with it. And then it snowed, because nothing says Indiana's spring lawn care like a late March snowstorm. But soon enough, the snow turned to sun, and 7 days later, my yard was covered with dead moss. Which meant it was now time for my least favorite part of moss control, raking it all up. Because who doesn't want to spend an entire weekend raking up dead moss? I sure don't. And luckily, my wife stepped in to help from time to time. She took care of the raking, I took care of the baby, and one of these jobs were definitely more enjoyable than the other, but someone still had to keep raking. As the moss piles got bigger and our backs got sore, things really started to improve. You can see it here. The left side had been raked, the right side had not. The difference is pretty obvious. However, with the moss gone, a new yard challenge quickly surfaced. Our yard was a lot of dirt, a lot of weeds, not a ton of grass. Well, that's a problem and a video for a different day. Now, a couple weeks later, for me, the most surprising part of this all was it definitely thickened the yard. I could even see the routes I took with the spreader, which was really cool. And I think that's what really separates Scott's Triple Action Moss Control from other moss products I've used in the past, was that it actually really fed the grass. Last year, I used Lily Miller Moss Out. I think that's what it was called. It killed the moss, but that was it. No thickening of grass or anything. And I think that's really what led to so much moss this year, is it didn't do that part of the job. Now, in the perfect world, the best moss killer would be one that killed the moss and magically raked it up. But obviously, we're not there yet. Until then, Scott's Triple Action Moss Control is the next best thing. And 2 months later, the difference is hard to argue with. Remember that super mossy carpet that looked like it should be in Ireland? That's where I'm sitting today. I mean, look at it. There's grass all over, no moss. It's really come in nicely. So if you have a yard that's looking more like a moss preserve these days, this stuff is definitely worth a look and a try. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.